Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's second video, doing JMA Friday for today's second video. So as always on a Friday, we're having a look at the weather for the month ahead, and I shall get on with that for you in a moment. Just to say that first video today was our 6 AM UK weather forecast. Got 10 to 14 day Terry Scoles. December and winter 2023-24 forecast will be released at 5 PM as well today, so it's another epic day of content, and I am keeping a very close eye on the situation on Saturday night and Sunday morning. I'm not sure if they're going to snow watch today. Might be tomorrow. It's very borderline whether it's worth doing a snow watch this, but I am keeping a very close eye on the high risk one. So there may be a snow watch popping up either tonight or maybe tomorrow sometime. So just watch this space on that. It's a manic, crazy time. Of course, I've got my own winter forecast coming up on Sunday as well for GavsWeatherVids. I don't know how I'm going to find the time for it all. But anyway, we'll get it all done, don't worry. And as I say, Terry's forecast is coming up at 5 PM this evening. Oh, there's live stream as well. I'm live, two live streams tonight. Oh dear me, I forgot about that. Going to be on an iron lung, I think, by midnight. So I'm doing a channel member stream at 6, and also at 10:30 it's a Friday night pub run live as well. Goodness gracious. I don't know, it's all good though, it's all good, it's good fun this time of the year. Always crazy time. Okay, please like, share, subscribe on all of today's videos and content. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. Right, JMA Friday then. So this is week 1, 500 millibar, height is only from the Arctic and the North Pole view down. This is the North Pole just here, wider Arctic circle around there. And maybe latitudes through here. Yellow, orange and red extrapolate to above average height, which is high pressure. Blue to below average height, which is low pressure. These will break down into week periods. The first week period take us from today, the first through to the 8th of December. So this is a December look ahead, if you like. We could get to month's end more or less. The next week we'll have a strong blocking signal around Greenland, Iceland, and into northern latitude with a trough of low pressure underneath it. That will bring the wind in from an easterly direction there. So looking cold for week 1 and potentially rather wintry as well. Week 2 is going to take us from the 8th to the 15th of December. Now this is quite interesting because we know that like the shorter range ones, we've been watching 10 to 14 days and whatnot. The shorter range ones are quite keen to reduce the blocking and turn things milder for the second week of December. This looks like it's keeping things cold to me, with below average heights continuing to our south, and not quite as strong a blocking signal to the north, but still a pretty strong blocking signal. And I reckon, especially for more northern and eastern, but maybe for all places, that could keep wind in from a cold north-northeast direction. We'll have a look at temperature anomalies in a moment that go with these 500 millibar heights, but to me that looks like a continuation of cold and wintry conditions to the second week of December. And then weeks 3 and 4 will take us from the 15th to the 29th of December, through to the second half month, including the Christmas period. Now this does look a little bit milder now, so we have still got a blocking signal, but it's retreating more toward the Canadian side of the Arctic, and we're strengthening the high pressure in the Atlantic. That's the Azores high, of course, which has the effect of lifting the low pressure systems of the jet streams northwards, and so that should bring in more of a westerly type flow. That should be a rather milder, probably a bit northwest to southeast line with a jet stream though, so I mean even that could produce cold snaps, but probably is a milder second half of the month compared to the first half. Then that's a 2-weekly anomaly, so there could be something like week 3 goes a lot milder, latitude week 4, Christmas week becomes colder, or vice versa. You know, in a 2-weekly anomaly, so it's a little bit difficult to narrow things down week by week. Right, so let's have a look at trunk on mid-latitude view then. So we can't see the North Pole, Arctic, Greenland, Scandinavia, all those areas off chart up here. Have a look at that view down though, so we know what's going on broadly. UK and Ireland, top right-hand corner of the chart as you're looking at it. So a strong blocking signal, of course, for week 1. You can envisage what like Greenland, Iceland is going to be up here, and back to the Arctic up there. Then we've got low pressure coming in underneath that blocking. That should keep wind in cold east or northeasterly direction. So temperature on me is cold and average in the week ahead. Again, this refers to the 8th of December, and yes, significantly below average temperatures. Most parts of Europe plunged into cold air as well. And as far as precipitation is concerned, so it looks drier than average just to our north and wetter than average to our south. There is a bit of wintry potential in with that, I think. Now, week 2 is the 8th to the 15th of December. We can't see it, but there is still quite a strong and pronounced blocking signal up here, still below pressure underneath it. So yes, the temperature anomaly, while it's not as cold as it is in week 1, is still forecast to be below average there, taking quite a long time to turn things milder and warm things up. And this week also has above average precipitation, so there is probably more wintry potential actually in week 2 than week 1, to be honest, if temperature is still on the cold side. So first half of December looking quite cold and wintry, and then the second half of the month, which takes us through weeks 3 and 4, 15th, 29th of December, also a little bit more Atlantic driven with low pressure in, a bit further northwards, high pressure. That's the Azores High, of course, in the middle of the Atlantic. Still a little bit on the chilly side, actually, the temperature. No, it isn't as cold, but you can probably just about make out. But certainly for northern and eastern regions, it's a bit of blue still left. Most parts of the continent still looking quite cold as well, I have to say. So even into week 3 and 4, we're not that far from keeping things pretty cold, to be honest. And the precipitation anomaly is also above average. So wintry potential, I would have thought, even into the second half of the month here with the JMA. Not as much as like the first half of the month, but even so, I think there could still be a little bit of wintry potential there. So quite an interesting update from the JMA team, going against a lot of the shorter range model output that we've been seeing over the past few days. Well, let's see how the CFSB2 compares. So again, these are 500 millibar height anomalous broken down into week periods. The first week period takes from the 1st to the 7th of December. The next week we'll have this strong blocking signal around Greenland, Iceland, and back into northern latitude. Trough of low pressure is across central northwest part of Europe. Again, that brings the wind in from that cold northeasterly, easterly type direction. Week 2 is going to be the 8th through to the 14th of December. Still with quite a strong blocking signal, perhaps a little bit more towards the Canadian side of Greenland. Trough of low pressure, more or less in the same position. Might be a little bit less cold from the south. I wouldn't say milder, but might be a little bit less cold in the south. Northern areas, I think, northern and eastern areas could still be holding on to the cold conditions there, I think, into week 2. So I reckon, like the JMA and the CFS, are trying to prolong this cold spell, actually, now into the second week of December. When we do our 10 to 14 day, a little bit later on, we'll find out if there's any sign of that in the shorter range model output. Then week 3 will be the 15th to 21st of December. Now it looks like we revert to more of a westerly type signal. So the high pressure, the Azores High is there, but it is still a little bit displaced to the south and to the southwest. But with low pressure in the Atlantic, I think it's more or less bringing in a westerly flow. I've got to watch out for this area of high pressure to the far north Scandinavia and into northwestern Russia, though. And then week 4, which is Christmas week, it's the 22nd, 28th of December. Now we are firmly into a westerly flow. Low pressure over to the north country, high pressure down towards Spain, and winds coming in from the west. But it does take until the 4th week to revert to a proper westerly, actually, here with the CFS. So that's a bit of a change on the past few CFS weekly updates, I think. And I reckon both the JMA Bear and the CFS are trying to prolong the cold conditions into the second week of December. So the temperature anomaly for week 1, 1st to 7th of December with CFS is very cold, significantly below average. We're like 3 to 4 degrees on the temperature scale below normal. Most parts of Europe are well and truly plunged into the freezer there as well. Notice much of eastern, northeastern America looking very mild, interestingly. And yeah, this is a confirmation. Week 2, 8th to the 14th of December, stays colder than average. Not as cold as week 1, but nevertheless still below our temperatures going on. And most parts of Europe still looking very cold as well. So that is a change, and the CFS JMA in agreement that we might extend these cold conditions out into second week of month. Now, week 3 does finally start warming things up. This is the 15th, 21st of December. We go a little bit above average then. Still looking quite cold though across much of northern Europe. And then week 4, which is the 22nd, 28th of December, over the Christmas period, that also is a little bit above average with the temperature anomaly as well. So it's now the second half of December. that is predicted to turn mild over the first half of December, looking quite cold. Temperature anomaly, precipitation anomaly, I should say, finally, CFS first, 7.7, week 1, drier than normal. Week 2 going wetter though. This is the 8th to the 14th of December, above average precipitation. Could be wintry potential in the second week of December, therefore. If the temperature is cold enough, then some of that precipitation there could be snow. Week 3 is the 15th to the 21st of December. That one also with above average precipitation, particularly for England and Wales. Probably more towards rain as it's milder. And then week 4, which again is Christmas week, 22nd, 28th of December, that goes wetter than normal in all places. So looks like quite quite a traditionally wet and relatively mild Christmas week. How typical. Right, there we go. That's JMA Friday this week. Just a snapshot of what bond exchange could look completely different when we look at it again next week. Remember, any forecast beyond 5-7 days comes with big hail warning stats, and large pinches of salt are needed. So next JMA Friday will be next week. You'll find out tomorrow how the ECM 30F42 day is looking for the next 42 days, next 6 weeks, and whether it's in agreement with the JMA there. Right, I'm going to be back shortly with 10 to 14 day, including all of reg features, and then Terry's December, and also winter forecast is coming up at 5 p.m. We've got live streams ahead as well. There might be a snow watch popping up either today or tomorrow. So yeah, I'm gonna collapse in a moment. No, I'm not. I'm gonna do 10 to 14 day. But for JMA Friday this week, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.